Hello, my name is Robert Verdi, and today we're going to look into the emotional wheels and how they are going to help you to define your needs, and the other way around, how your needs are defining your emotions. So, let's dive in.
It's practically the ABC of emotions. You might look at it as well as a map where you can draw borders between emotions. Before we're going to jump into the emotional wheel, let me bring back some facts. Due to our historical evolution, where words were present most of the generation, the focus on emotional was considered the weakest part of the human being. We've been told for generations that we should control your emotions, or do not cry, just be strong, do not show your weaknesses. Nowadays, when people are asking, how do you feel or how you are? Generally, people are saying, I'm stressed, I'm angry, or as you know it in the most corporate companies, I'm totally fine. You're not even allowing yourself to elaborate on your emotion, to have a simple discussion. Literally, that's emotional illiteracy. When it comes to the emotional wheel, practically what they are doing, they are forcing you to slow down, name precisely your feeling, trace it back to an unmet need. And as you know it by now, all the needs drive emotions. Always. Why naming emotion change behavior? What's happening in your brain? When you name an emotion accurately, the brain reduces the responses to that particular emotion. Like I mentioned in the past, talk with the man in the mirror. Name that kind of emotion. The brain in that moment is going to say, okay, finally you acknowledge the emotion. Now I'm going to go for a walk. It's up to you to take a decision, to take an action, to do something with that. But I brought you the message, here is the message, I'm out, thank you, goodbye. Second thing, you stop reacting automatically. Meaning that many people are exploding in emotions, furious, crying, screaming, all that. But once you're going to know from where that is going to come, you're going to take action before it's going to reach that kind of level. So the third point here, simple, you regain choice. Meaning that you don't wait until that moment is going to explode. You start to do things before, or you map things before. And once you map it like 2-3 times, you know that, okay, I've been in these shoes before. Now, should I react as in the past or should I try something else? You have a choice. Couple of examples I can give you here as emotions and changing behavior as long as you speak with yourself or you map them. First, an example here, I'm angry. I'm angry is reactive. Instead of saying I'm angry, you map it and you figure out why that anger is there or from where it's coming, and you're going to say I'm frustrated because I feel ignored. So in that moment you have exact reason why that anger came to the surface. So that's something actionable. What I mean by that, I'm frustrated because I feel ignored. Okay, is that frustration because you didn't speak out loud? Maybe your topic is not on people's like, or maybe you are in the wrong group of people, in the wrong circumstances. Actionable means either change the topic, either improve on transmitting the message, either even change the group altogether. So you see the difference between reactive and actionable is you map it down, you put the finger on the wound practically. The difference between spiraling, going down the rabbit hole, staying in that kind of crazy emotion, and steering, right? Taking the wheel in your hands and go left and right where you like to go. Not down, but to the destination you like to reach. Let's have a look on the emotional wheel, how actually works in practice. But before I'm going to show the emotional wheels I created for you, you might find on internet lots of versions. What is the most important is that some emotional wheels on internet, they are 65% on the negative side and 35% on the positive side. Meaning that whatever you are going to map, the 65% or the biggest chances to map negative behavior permanently is there because you have a different kind of map. I don't say wrong, a different kind of map. So let's look at the two emotional wheels, comfortable and uncomfortable emotions. So you have three layers. Grouping emotions, which they are in the center, close to the logo. I'm afraid, I'm sad, I'm alone. The second layer, it's actually in the middle. So we are starting from the center towards the outer part. The third one is the outer feelings, or more defined, but not really necessary. Let me give you an example here. Let's take angry and offended and insulted. All right, so I feel angry. Okay, I feel offended by that kind of particular band playing that kind of music, or political group doing that kind of thing. That doesn't mean that necessarily I have to go in the third category and feel insulted. I might stay at the level of offended, right? That doesn't represent me, doesn't describe me, or doesn't actually hurt me on the other side, right? It's just, I don't like how that politics goes in that kind of direction, and really irritates me, yet it's not insulting me or it's really making me feel that low, right? So we can stop at the middle of the wheels just with offended. Let's look at the step-by-step mapping the emotion. Step 1, pause and locate the feeling. Why that is super important? Well, first of all, if you do not stop, that means you don't put yourself on the first place. Nothing else is important. At the beginning, you might have to take a few minutes to do this exercise, but in time, it's going to go to just a few seconds. Ask yourself, where I feel this in my body is super important. It's coming practically from meditation practices, where you scan the entire body and you feel where is the tension in the body, is in a muscle, is in a jaw, is holding the fist tight, is something that you feel in your stomach. This grounds you before thinking, right? So probably gives you roots, gives you a solid feeds, and you know that, okay, now I'm really focusing on this. This is important for me. Step 2, use the will. Instead of saying, I'm angry, I'm sad, and I'm anxious, you're going to go deep and understand the reasons behind. Precision matters. Step 2, precision matters. That's the most important part. First step, pause and feel. Step 2, precision matters. Step 3, ask the key question. What need of mine is not being met right now? And when I'm saying that, I will have to give you a couple of examples to understand the way I'm thinking, or the way this actually works. So you have two groups. On one side, you have emotions. On the other side, you have the needs, right? The points of need. So let's say as emotion, you discover that is the anger as emotion. So what are my needs here? So by asking the question, what need of mine is not being met right now, you are going to look into anger and say from where this anger is going to come. You're going to go down to the point, and you have the need to set up boundaries, to set up maybe respect. Boundaries meaning, okay, I'm not going to go with that particular group. I'm not going to appeal to that kind of topics because it doesn't represent me, and so on. Second point, anxiety. So the needs here, safety and clarity. An example I can give you here is corporate world. Safety. You're going to a meeting and you don't feel like you're appreciated. You don't feel like you bring value to that meeting. You don't feel like people doesn't know what exactly they want, right? Doesn't matter if it's a client or a manager. Sometimes totally don't know what exactly they need, neither what they want. So clarity, it's something that is not meant for you, and that's the reason you're ending up in anxiety. Another emotion that I can give you an example here is shame, and the need is acceptance, right? I think this goes historically long way, where shaming people was kind of a day-to-day task in the past. Still it is. It transformed even being National Day, where people start to fight against bullying other people. So shame, it's actually one of the lowest point on the consciousness level, which we're going to speak next time about that. And what you need on the other side is acceptance. Acceptance, being accepted in a group, being accepted in a family, being accepted in a circle. But mostly important, and this is another extra episode that I'm going to create especially for this in the future, accepting yourself. There's nothing more important than to love yourself and accept yourself. As long as you love yourself and accept yourself, then other people will accept yourself as well. Step number 4 here, translating the feeling into the needs, into the actions. So we map it, we breathed, we ground, we identified, we understand now actually what are our needs, but okay, what next? Action, 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 satisfaction. So if there's no action, there's no satisfaction at the end of the day, or no action equals awareness without changes. And that is going to go down to a burning point where you're going to burn out. Why? Because you are aware that you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling sadness, you're feeling frustrated, you're feeling loneliness, and you know the reasons from where they're coming, because now you have a map in front of you and you start to decide to do something to map them a list, but you don't have an action. You don't have a plan. And as long as you don't have a plan, then it's going to stay just in the hypothesis state and is going to come back again and again. It's going to push you again and again. So the most important thing of all the steps is make your hands dirty and do something about it. You might consider that this wheel of emotion, it's a good thing to have, yet there is no action plan at the moment. You might put it in your library of knowledge there on a shelf and might come back later. That's totally fine too. Yet I would like to give you one thing to remember. Emotions, they don't tell you what to do. Emotions, they tell you what to pay attention to. Practically, they are messengers. Don't kill the messenger. It's just going to tell you, hey dude, actually you are panicking quite a lot when you're going to that meetings or in front of that kind of person. I just brought that kind of message as an emotion towards you. So what you're going to do with that? If you're going to ignore them, they're going to get louder. If you're going to decode them, they're going to guide you. As mentioned in the previous episodes, try to stay in your happiness. Try to decode what is your life meaning based on your character. Each of us, we are unique. And each of us, the shape of our emotion in our character is totally different from anyone else on this planet. We've been raised differently. Our caregivers, they give us a different kind of information. They put in us in a different kind of program. So work towards your emotions with the intention not to get rid of them, but as a child, being curious. Okay, that's interesting. From where it's coming? Oh, actually, wait. I'm running on the old program that was planted in my mind since years and years and years. Try to listen to your voice when you're expressing something. Try to record yourself. Might sound weird at the beginning. As mentioned last time, look at the man in the mirror. Speak with the man in the mirror. Speak with yourself and have that kind of emotional intelligence discussion where you're going to behave. And this is my gift to you. This is everything that you have to remember. If you didn't remember the entire part, remember this. Behave towards your emotions as they deserve to be taken in consideration. If you have been, thank you for watching.